Today I want to talk about Quinn Ewers committing to Texas and Jack Sawyer choosing to opt out of playing his senior season of football, and we got to talk about it after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. So it's college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, I want to talk about Quinn Ewers and Jack Sawyer. So let's start with the news there. Number 1 quarterback in the 2022 class, Quinn Ewers out of South Lake Carroll, committed to the University of Texas earlier this afternoon, Friday, August 14th, when this segment is uploaded. And this is a guy that everybody wanted. He is the most talked about sophomore since Kyler Murray, and for good reason. At South Lake Carroll, he passed for over 4,000 yards with 45 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions. He has all the goods. I talked with my buddy Colin Kennedy about him at length, and the thinking was he was going to walk this out with Ohio State, Oklahoma, and Texas, among others. But most folks that knew him thought that he was a Texas lean. Oklahoma getting in there with an offer and he having conversations with Lincoln Riley led some to believe that perhaps OU would be in the running for the 2022 quarterback. But with the commitment of 5-star quarterback Caleb Williams, I'd always thought it was a long shot because Oklahoma is on an odd track now when we're talking about getting the quarterback of the future. For Oklahoma, that means 2019 class meant Spencer Rattler, and then 2020 class meant Chandler Morris, 2018 class meant Tanner Mordecai, and on it goes, right? Now, with 2022, you feel like it's going to be in the same kind of quarterback class as Chandler Morris. You might get a 4-star there. I don't think you'll get a 3-star. I think that you're not going to get the best quarterback in the class because routinely a 5-star quarterback does not want to follow a 5-star quarterback directly. You want a year of separation there so you get at least 1 year sort of guaranteed that you're going to be the starting quarterback. And obviously, Quinn Ewers looked down at what's going on at Texas and said, hey, look, as a 2022 guy, I could be it. Even though Texas brought in Hudson Card and Jaquindon Jackson in the 2020 class, to say nothing of what they expect to have going on with their offense with Mike Yurcich. Now, this is the part of this that I find to be really interesting. Mike Yurcich is not Tom Herman, is not Tim Beck, which is to say that he doesn't run basketball on grass, and when he gets into a third and short situation, he doesn't call quarterback power to the right. Mike Yurcich is used to having a Mason Rudolph, a Justice Hill, and one of the best wide receivers in the country in like a James Washington or even a Marcel Aitman if that's where you want to go. And Yurcich knows how to run an offense, and he knows how to run an offense with a quarterback the caliber of Ewers. And Ewers, coming out of Texas, staying in Texas is a big deal for them. It puts Texas in the driver's seat as putting together one of the better 2022 classes that we're probably going to see, and gives them an opportunity right away to finish with a top 5 class, not just because they got the best quarterback in the class, but because they got him so early. Ewers is just the second commitment to the 2020 class, following Faison. Faison committed on my birthday, July 31st. Shout out to him for committing on my birthday. Texas is already building for 2022 and already throwing down a marker for LSU, Alabama, Oklahoma, and Ohio State, among others, about this is what you're chasing now because we got this kid in the boat. And quarterbacks don't make it a habit of flipping their commitments elsewhere. We've seen Brock Vandagriff do it from Oklahoma to Georgia. We saw Drake May do it from Alabama to North Carolina. But that's about it, right? After Bryce Young did it, okay, I'll give you that. But going from USC to Alabama, people can understand that. Meanwhile, you look up and down the board, you see guys that stay committed. And I think Ewers is going to stay committed. Texas is tailor-made for him and what they're planning to do. He's going to inherit a Bijan Robinson who will be going into a draft-eligible year that year. Same thing with Jake Smith if he's still there, which I would doubt because I think Jake Smith has that kind of talent. And they're continuing to build with guys like Billy Bowman in the 2021 class, and they're going to be really good. What I find to be even more interesting is that Jalen Milroe is committed in the 2021 class, right? And I have been out there in saying that I think that Jalen Milroe might actually listen to what Alabama has to say because they don't have a 21 quarterback committed to the class right now. And with Bryce Young very much being the guy this year that back up Mac Jones and maybe end up burning his red shirt in this season if they think that he's just that much better, you might give that a hard look. But it's either sticking with Texas and trying to help build from the ground up from an 8-5 season to trying to get to a national championship a la Vince Young. And it would be poetic for me if a black quarterback led Texas to its first national championship since a black quarterback did it in 2005. But Ewers is that dude, right? Anybody that has seen him play will tell you he's that dude. And they expect him to have an even better season as a junior than he did as a sophomore, which is saying something. And he could go with 3 straight 4,000-yard passing seasons at the highest classification in high school football in Texas, which is not too doggone shabby. Now, Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer decided that he was going to opt out of his senior season at Pickerington North, where he was going to probably have like 97 sacks. I'm over-exaggerating there, but you get it, right? He missed part of his junior season with an MCL. I understand that. And really what he's already thinking about is what Ryan Day is trying to push forward, which is an opportunity not just to get to campus in January, but to play meaningful football from January to possibly May. And I think that's going to be interesting, as Ohio State now has 5 guys that aren't going to play high school football, including both running backs that are committed in Evan Pryor and Travion Henderson, along with Sam Hart and Jack Sawyer. And now Jordan Hancock, who opted out of the season for medical issues. His mother has just gone into remission for her cancer, and I'm sure that he doesn't want to bring home anything that's going to jeopardize that. And he's going to get it set to go to Ohio State in January with the likes of most of this 2021 Ohio State class. Now, that is something to actually get excited about if you're an Ohio State fan. You get to see these true freshmen right away in the way that we got to see we wanted to see Derek Stingley right away. Dave Aranda told everybody Derek Stingley Jr. is going to be next. He was so good in the 2 weeks that they had for bowl preparation that Aranda wanted to put him out there against Central Florida in their Fiesta Bowl win and was not allowed to do so. Stingley shows up the next season and is the best true freshman cornerback that anybody's seen in some time. He's already returning punts as a true freshman corner, and he's probably going to end up playing both ways for LSU before it's all said and done. He's that good. I fully expect to hear about him charging up the charts when we have our selection committee meetings at the Jim Thorpe Award, because I was stumping for him last year because I thought that year was so good. He has another year like that. It's going to be hard to keep him out the finalist list. A la Grant Delpit, right? Grant Delpit had an outstanding 2018 season, then came back with a pretty decent 2019 season or so up the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award. So we'll wait and see what that is. But for Jack, I think this is a big deal because we already are expecting Governor Mike DeWine to have an announcement on Tuesday about whether or not Ohio gets to play high school football this year, even following that Ohio State's not going to play, and that's not going to be a good look for them. I know that Ben Chrisman really wanted to play, said so on this show, and many of those players wanted to play under normal circumstances. So I support his decision. I want to see him play football, and if this gets him to play football in January, fine. Putting aside this discussion about what the spring season might actually do to the fall season. But right now, that's the lay of the land. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.